Simple Car Guy here, and today I will give you 5 reasons not to buy an electric vehicle. Reason number 1. Don't buy an electric vehicle if you plan on traveling long distance and rapid DC charging infrastructure isn't very well implemented in your area. Traveling any kind of long distance without DC charging is practically impossible, even if you have one of those large battery EVs. My BMW i3 would be completely useless even if I lived in the city, as I would have to find a charger every couple of days unless I didn't use the car to go to work or something like that. Before spending money on an EV, make sure you can charge at home at a speed that will give you enough range for the day, or have fast charging easily available in your area that is regularly maintained. It's not unusual to see broken charging stations for weeks or months without getting fixed. Reason number 2. Don't buy an electric vehicle if you don't like spending time in a dark parking lot at the back of a superstore like a Walmart on your road trips. Let's say you have a home charger and your EV has a large enough battery to travel across states. It sounds great, and you've heard that, fast charging infrastructure is evolving and it isn't so hard to come about anymore. But did you know that most of them look like this at night? Not very fun waiting an hour in a dark and sometimes empty parking lot on your road trip. Reason number 3. Don't buy an electric vehicle if you think you are instantly saving money. Every EV on the market today costs more than the equivalent ICE car, and it would take at least 3 and in some cases multiples of that years to pay for the difference in fuel savings with less convenience. Some options are better than others, but electric vehicles are still very much a premium item, at least in the States, where we don't have any cheap small EVs like the Fiat 500e or the Renault Zoe. Reason number 4. Don't buy an electric vehicle if you think you can get away with buying an older one and expect it to be as good as a new one. If you thought you can avoid paying a big premium by buying an older EV, I'd be very careful, as the technology is moving very fast in this space, and a 5-year-old EV is very different from a brand new one you have been seeing in reviews with the latest tech. The most obvious difference will be the range, as the battery technology and efficiencies improve, but there are also smaller annoyances such as the lack of information in the displays, lack of built-in charging stations and routes in the navigation systems that consider your range and charging speeds, and of course, slower charging speeds in general. Before my final reason, let's quickly check out this Vixseed car phone holder. It includes the air vent clip that works in most cars, the holder itself, and of course the manual. This phone holder takes seconds to assemble and install, does not use adhesive, and can be mounted to a different car in seconds. The silicone arms hold it securely in place. You could even drive with your phone upside down if you like. I also like the grippy design, which will hold almost any phone on the market and quickly release it when you are ready to go. Links in the description. Reason number 5. Don't buy an electric vehicle if you don't like nerding out about specs. All of this technology is relatively new, and with that comes a lot of new terms, technologies, and ideas. You cannot rely on a simple claim from a manufacturer and just go off of that number. For example, it may state that the charging speed is 150 kilowatts. But unless you read deeper into that information, you won't know that 150 kilowatt speed is possible only in ideal weather conditions, ideal battery temperature and charge level, and only for a certain amount of time. You have to learn about kilowatts, kilowatt hours, charging curves, DC versus AC charging, and even what and how the charging station will charge you for the service. Just because manufacturer states that the car can charge from 10 to 80% in 20 minutes doesn't mean it will do that every time. I almost guarantee that it will not do that most of the time. Conditions have to be perfect and the charger has to support the same speed as the vehicle for this to work. The need for this information to become common knowledge is clear, as you will often find a 50 kilowatt capable car using the 350 kilowatt charger even though their car can't benefit from it. If you have actually watched through the entire video, thank you. I hope you can see that I'm just trying to set some real expectations for prospect EV buyers and not to scare them away or have them be left in a situation where the car isn't fulfilling their need. I know that electric is the future, but there are a few things that need to be worked out for absolute mass adoption. There are, of course, many reasons why you should buy an EV. Electric vehicles are more efficient, produce fewer carbon emissions, less noise pollution in the cities, and overall are a greener mode of transportation than a gas car. Not only that, there is less maintenance that needs to be done, even with the impressive performance numbers. In the straight line, it's hard to beat most of the EVs as they have a lot of instant torque just from the start, making them fun to drive. You can also save money by installing solar panels on your roof. This will make you less dependent on public services and you can charge at a much lower rate. Tax credits and rebates are also still a thing for some manufacturers, so there are some savings to be had. Lastly, public charging networks are expanding and will hopefully become more reliable and dependable with their locations, which will allow for a stress-free long-distance travel. So if you are ready to tackle everything I have talked about today, don't be afraid of getting your own electric vehicle and exploring the cool new technology that is our future. Speaking of cool new tech, why not check out this video where I talk about 10 things you didn't know about this BMW i3. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.